Hello friends, welcome you all to Polity Simplified series of Dnyanadeep Academy. Today we will try to understand article number 51. First thing, the most important about article 51 is, article 51 is not original part of Indian Constitution. Originally, Indian Constitution did not have these fundamental duties, correct? So these fundamental duties have been added into the Indian Constitution by a very important Amendment Act, 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976. Remember, 42nd Amendment Act of 1976, which is famously called as mini constitution. Based on the recommendation of Swaran Singh committee, we have added 10 fundamental duties originally. So this Amendment Act, it added originally 10 fundamental duties in the year 1976. Then we made again another Amendment Act. It was 86th Amendment Act in the year 2002. This 86th Amendment Act added another important fundamental duty. One duty was added. So right now our constitution has total 11 fundamental duties. Our constitution has 11 fundamental duties. Now I repeat once again few important things. Article 51 capital A, as we have seen, since there is capital, it means it is not there in original constitution. It is added by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, which is called as mini constitution. 42nd Amendment Act has added 10 fundamental duties. Then we made another Amendment Act. It was 86th Amendment Act in the year 2002. It added 11th fundamental duty. Right now, our constitution has 11 fundamental duties. And the most important thing is, fundamental duties are non-justiciable part of Indian Constitution. Remember, fundamental duties are non-justiciable part of Indian Constitution. It means if any fundamental duty is not being followed by any one person, we cannot go to the court directly. It means fundamental duties are non-justiciable part of Indian Constitution. Let's try to understand which are these fundamental duties. Now, when we go through these particular fundamental duties, you will realize that these fundamental duties have been given in detail. Then what is the method of preparation? While preparing these fundamental duties, always there is a question in prelims. They will give you certain fundamental duties into the option, and they will ask you which among the following are fundamental duties. And you might read that everything looks like a fundamental duty, and generally we take it very casually, and we generally do not go into the detailings of the fundamental duties. That's why instead of reading every word by word, every bit by bit, every point by point about fundamental duties, just try to go through the theme of that particular fundamental duty. So what is the first fundamental duty? It says to abide by the constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem. So first fundamental duty talks about respecting what? Constitution, respecting national flag, respecting national anthem. So these three words are crucial. In first fundamental duty, constitution and related aspect, national anthem, national flag, these three are the most important aspect in first fundamental duty. Second fundamental duty, to cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. So it basically said that whatever values which were being inspired into the us, which were being instilled into the us by national freedom struggle, must be cherished by every individual, whether it is Intikhalab Zindabad or whatever. Every ideal which inspired our freedom struggle must be cherished by every Indian citizen. Second fundamental duty. Then comes third fundamental duty. It talks about to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. So it talks about these three important things: sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. This is third fundamental duty. So time and again I am telling you that reading entire thing is not going to help you. Every time when you are going to read everything, you have to keep focus on what is single word key theme of that particular fundamental duty. To defend the country and to render national service when called upon to do so. That is national service and defending the country is another important. That is, whenever you are asked, you should show your readiness to join Indian Army for whatever be the purpose related to the defending Indian country, to providing national services to the population of India. The next important fundamental duty, to promote harmony and spirit of common brotherhood, which is part of one very important part regarding, or which is there in our preamble, that is, these things promotes fraternity. They go towards what? They go towards fraternity. So, to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood and amongst all people of India, transcending religious, linguistic and regional or sectional diversities, to renounce practices which are derogatory to dignity of women. So again, it talks about giving dignity to the women is your fifth fundamental duty. So harmony, common brotherhood and protecting, respecting, upholding dignity of the women is next fundamental duty. Then comes next, that is to value and preserve the rich heritage and our composite culture. So working on our composite culture and heritage is another fundamental duty. To protect and improve the natural environment, that is environment, including forests, lakes, rivers and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures, that is the fundamental duty which goes towards sustainable development, is another important aspect. Next one, it talks about to develop the scientific temper, humanism and spirit of inquiry and reform. Many a time we read just only scientific temper, and UPSC might give you a point that to develop scientific temper only is fundamental duty. No, this fundamental duty talks about developing scientific temper, then humanism, then spirit of inquiry, and fourth one is for reform. You should be reformist, you should be open to change. To safeguard public property and to abjure violence, that is non-violence, ahimsa, is another fundamental duty. To strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity, so that the nation constantly rises higher levels of endeavor and achievement, that is to work for excellence, is another fundamental duty. And the latest fundamental duty which is being added by 86th Constitutional Amendment Act in the year 2002 is any person who is a parent or guardian to provide opportunities for education, opportunity for what? For education to his child, or as the case may be, what, between the age of 6 and 14 years. It talks about 6 to 14 years. So it talks about between the age of 6 and 14 years. So these are the most important fundamental duties which you should keep in mind, which are very, very essential for your answer writing. That's all. Thank you.